Hello everyone, I'm your host, Thomas28, and today we're back in the world of Reclamation. So, as we left off from last time, we got quite a lot done with Embers Rekindled, but now we're going to do some horizontal movement and come down here with Create and finishing off a little bit of whatever mod pack this is, Nature's Aura, in getting the Herbivorous Absorber, Crumbling Catalyst, and the Transmutation Catalyst. Because as you could see, we do have these lines here that we can't get past here until we do more with Embers Rekindled, finishing some altar stuff here with Witchery and Botania, and then getting some moving air. So we're going to have to finish that next. There's also something interesting I saw, so the Transmutation Catalyst can be used to get Soul Sand, and that's important because we can use Soul Sand with the Encased Fan to haunt grass. Why would we want to haunt grass, you might say? Well, it's quite simple. Because when you haunt grass, you produce this neat block called Mycelium. And Mycelium is super cool. Why? Because I can use it to grow our mushrooms, which will help me complete our plants galore. Because once I have mushrooms able to grow, I can make netherwort, crimson fungus, and warped fungus. And once I have those, I'll finally have everything I need to figure out the vanilla plants, and then we can continue moving through even more plants, which is cool. Not sure how much we're going to actually need that. I think the netherwort's going to be needed for something at some point, just because it kind of hints at it. But in the meantime, let's continue through this, and we're going to start with a simple andesite alloy. So this is the easiest part of it. You just take your lead ingot, we'll do 2, to make lead nuggets, and we combine it with our andesite that we've been collecting to make andesite alloy. Bam. Very easy. Now 9's probably not going to be enough, so let's do 2 more for 18. Luckily we have some logs ready to go, so we can make some andesite casings, which, you know, at this point, strip the log, apply the casing. We are going to need an axe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Andesite casings. Gives you even more andesite alloy. That's nice. I always enjoy when a pack gives you this resource that you're crafting, because it's kind of a reward for finally getting there, right? Because getting lead is extremely costly and it takes a long time, so it's nice that they give you a little bit more. And now that we have this, we can make the basin, the mixer, and the press, which will need... There are a few other ways you can process materials using andesite-based machinery, namely compacting, processing, and mixing. Pressing and mixing. You'll need to find some way to capture a fire elemental if you want to expand your repertoire. Though maybe mana can help you somehow, and that's essentially going and saying this part, because you can make the blaze burner. But I wonder what it wants us to be mixing that requires that. Potion brewing, bunch of shapeless crafts. Could probably check through here. Uses. No, it doesn't show it. We'll probably need it for something. Or there's probably some kind of useful thing you can do with it. But what I'm interested in is getting the spout. The spout and the moving air from that. So before we can get that, we will have to go down here, but let's make the mechanical pump. And as you can see, for the mechanical pump, it wants us to use the Embers Rekindled pump as a base. And that's going to take 4 iron plates, 2 Caminite bricks, a fluid extractor, and the fluid pipes. And that's useful for pulling water, which is how we're finally going to be able to automate this part of the process so we can get more materials. So let's go ahead and see what we're missing. We're going to need 4 iron plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. So luckily we can use our machine here to get this up. So let's melt these guys. And it should automatically pull it out. Let's see here. I wonder if it's doing all 4 at once. No, it's doing it one at a time. So we'll flip this switch to get our iron plate. Now, as you can see, it is a little bit annoying because it just gets spat out on the ground. If you actually go up here there's a bin, and the bin actually is what you want. So we'll come out over here, grab this, and craft ourselves a bin, like so. We're going to replace this dirt block, and see, this is why I wanted to make sure I had extra room. You place a bin, and now anything that this produces will get put into the bin, and you could take it out from there. So it doesn't just get thrown on the ground all willy-nilly. So let's come back up here and continue to make our pump. Mechanical pump will take a fluid extractor and some gold powder. One extractor. And then we're gonna need 2 Caminite bricks, which we can make some more. Then that will have our pump ready to go, and then we can make it into the mechanical pump, which will take 2 cogwheels. Gonna need some wood. I'll just take all the wood. 2 cogwheels. 1, 2, and some copper pipes. Copper plates. 1, 2. Throw that in here. So it is nice now that I can do some of this processing without needing to use coal to power the furnaces. We just need to keep this fueled all the time with our ember catalyst. Let's see how we're doing here. It's almost full. And as you can see, it stores the copper plate in the bin. Now you can just come in here and grab it. It doesn't get thrown on the ground. Why don't they stack? There we go. Now we can make our pipe. It does look like you get less pipes though. You only get 4 when I believe the vanilla recipe gives you 8. Grab our bricks. Make a mechanical pump. And make a create mechanical pump. Quest completed. And now with this, we can finish off that one, and make our spout. And the spout is very simple. Takes a copper casing and dried kelp. Luckily, I did crossbreed our plants, so we have kelp available to us right over here. And if we turn this big guy on, let's see, how do I turn you on again? Which one was connected? This one. Embers on. We can throw in our kelp. And it's done instantly. That's great. Oh, we do need a block though, right? No, just a single kelp. So we'll go ahead and turn this off. Don't want to waste the power. We need 1 log, 1 copper, and our axe. To make our copper block. Then we can combine this with the kelp to make our spout. And now that all those steps are completed, we can use the spout in order to make a block of grass. Because as you remember, a grass block can be produced with dirt and water to make a grass block. So now I can use this grass block with bulk haunting to make the mycelium. So let's set this up. We'll put this, we'll put it like right here. We probably need a depot as well. How do you make a depot again? Like so, 1 depot. I'm so used to liminal industries and just right clicking the andesite casing with the alloy. But that's not how other packs do it. So we'll put depot right here. No, don't put you on top. Put the spout there. Then we'll need a source of water, so we'll put you here, down and down, and then we'll build a water source right under it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab our bucket and make an infinite source. Like so. And now we'll just need a little bit of rotational energy to power the pump, and we can make grass. Now I do wonder, let's see, this is, we also need to make a millstone as well, which is stone, andesite casing, and a cogwheel. Should have some stone in here. There it is. 1 cogwheel. 1 millstone. And let's see, we'll put this one right... Put this right here. Because you can power it with a cog on either side. Doesn't really matter. You could put a shaft under it or a cog to the side. Now that that's all done, we have access to a lot more stuff. Now the milling's useful because you can mill flowers to get a lot more dyes out of it. You can mill sandstone. Let's see, there was some other stuff. Sugarcane into sugar to get more sugar. I believe there was one it actually wanted us to do. So you can get more bone meal out of stuff. I think it was just for... Yes, we can crush cobble into gravel. That's useful. Although we can't make sand quite yet because we're going to need mechanical crafters to make the big crushing wheels. The small millstone isn't good enough to crush it that finely. We're going to sleep through the night. We're going to check on our bees real quick, because I'm hoping we got some more robust bees. Dry drone, 2 rocky drones, very nice. Desiccated, another rocky, nice. Desiccated, desiccated, all desiccated. Store you guys. Take our dried princess and a rocky drone. Rocky princess and a rocky drone. Desiccated princess and a rocky drone. I'm trying to breed more of these rocky drones, although it's quite difficult. We only have one so far. If you take a look at resource generation, you can see there's 3 it wants us to get, the rocky, robust, and the resilient. And so far I've only had luck with getting the rocky. It's quite difficult. To get the robust, you need to combine a rocky and a wasteland queen, which is not so easy. And this one's asleep, and that one's asleep, so that slows it down even more. It's not nearly as fast as Agrocraft, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm sure in time we'll get there. So let's see, going back to our touching grass, we need to go down this side here with the Herbivorous Absorber. Now, it wants us to also make an aura cache, which is infused rock, living rock. Okay, pretty easy. So let's put away a bunch of this stuff. We don't need the ember stuff, the shafts, the andesite, the grit, the chemonite, or that. We need ancient planks, 3 infused iron ingots, a mystical flower, and a token of joy. And a token of joy comes from the ritual of the forest, using a bottled sunlight, gold leaf, apple, iron, small flowers, and a torch. So that means we're going to need our pruners. Where did we leave our flower pruners? There we go. Oh, we do have a flower right here. I don't know why. It's right here. I don't know why I went through all that. Our bottled sunlight. One of these. We have torches. An apple, gold leaf, and iron ingots. Gold leaf. We're actually going to need all of this. And 1 apple. Perfect. Oh, we're also going to need an oak sapling, because this is, yes, the ritual of the forest. Oak sapling. Do we have any bone meal? We have 1 bone. Might have some bone meal in here. We have 1. So let's get this going. I think it was 8 of it, right? You need 16 for the ritual. So we place it down here. Then we need to put the apple here, the flower on this side. And it could be any small flower. 1 torch. 1 bottled sunlight. Apple, ingot, gold leaf. Apple. 1 ingot and 1 gold leaf. Place our tree sapling. Get our bone meal. Grow. Done. So that will get us a token of joy, 2 of them, which is good. I like that we get more than 1. Bam! Token of joy. Now using this, we're going to make the Herbivorous Absorber. So we're going to need 2 infused iron ingots. 3, I mean. 3, right? Yes. So we'll come over here and start infusing these. We'll grab our axe. And we're going to steal some of this ancient bark. And grab our last one. It's hard to see how much aura is left in the area, but with these two trees, once you see the leaves start dying, you'll know we're running out. So now we take our ancient bark, turn that into ancient planks. Come over here, and we'll need one mystical flower. We will use the tall red and make the oh, can I not use the tall version? Huh, I guess not. Do we have a short one? Yeah, we have mystical gray. To make the Herbivorous absorber. Quest completed. An excess of aura generates flowers, and this device can turn flowers into an excess of aura. Make sure you feed it a balanced diet of different flowers, though. Too much of the same flower, and it starts to give you diminishing returns. If the aura in an area is high enough, it'll charge aura caches. Crouch with the botanist's tool, made from infused iron, to repair them with an aura cache in your inventory. Then we have the Crumbling Catalyst, which is going to take those 2 tokens of joy. Wait, we used one, right? Yeah, we used one. What about this? Does not need one, but it will take tainted gold, a dawnstone, golden stone bricks, and a jungle sapling. Do I have a jungle sapling? I have exactly 1 jungle sapling. And regrowth. With enough aura in an area, dried earth will slowly convert to dirt. If you want to stop this effect from happening, the powder of dried stasis will prevent the conversion of dried earth to dirt in the area it's placed in. And this is just gunpowder on the altar, so let's make that real quick. Gunpowder. We'll convert this like so. Although I'm not sure why you would ever want it to not convert. I mean, all of this is dried, dead earth. Regrowth is complete. Because let's see, this said, yeah, if there's enough aura, it will convert it. And this turns flowers into an excess of aura, and an excess of aura generates flowers. So I'm guessing it's kind of like a feedback loop, where this will eat the flowers to make aura, but then if you have too much aura, it makes more flowers? Hard to say. Oh, I just got a message. I'll be right back. Alright, the message wasn't for me. It was for someone else. So next we need the transmutation... Oh, the Crumbling Catalyst first, and then the Transmutation Catalyst. So we're going to need 2 more of these tokens of joy, which means we'll need another apple. But we do already have the other stuff except for the apple. So we're going to have to chop some trees. Let me grab my stone broadaxe, and we're going to have to cleave these trees down. So let's see, we're going to need 2 of these guys. We're going to need more apples and more oak saplings. And then this will need some of the golden stone brick, which is annoying because... I can make it through the witch's cauldron, which is fine. But then for this, we need the dawnstone ingot, which comes from over here, which will take the mixer. And then we need some infrastructure from here. This is where the spinning wheel is at. So I think we'll craft the Crumbling Catalyst, and then we'll pivot this direction to come up here. Because as you can see, it all feeds together. So I'll be back once we have some oak saplings and some apples. Okay, so we should have everything we need. We need to make 2 more tokens of joy. So we're going to need an oak sapling. Let's move all this stuff. Oak sapling, apple, iron ingot, gold leaf, flower, torch, and bottled sunshine. And we should have a flower in here. Flower, torch, bottled sunshine. So flower, torch, bottled sunshine, apple, ingot, gold leaf, plant the flower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, gold powder, bone meal, ritual commences, give us 2 more tokens of joy. As you can see, I planted some more of the spruce trees because they spread the pods all around, and flowers grow on the podzol. Okay, so now that we have that, we can make our crumbling catalyst. So we are going to need 2 golden stone bricks, which is why I made more brilliant fiber. So 2 golden stone bricks. 1, 2. In this formation, so 1 goes here, 1 goes here. Tokens of joy adjacent. Living rock and flint to fill out the other blocks. Living rock. Where'd I put the living rock? 2 flint. 2 living rock. Flint here and here. Living rock, and then a spruce sapling in the middle with some more gold dust. All 16. Let's grab a spruce sapling. In there. Row. Ritual commences. Eat some toast. It's much more fulfilling than bread. Okay, this is going. And that will get us the crumbling catalyst. Although this ritual is taking quite a long time. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, there we go. 1 catalyst. It can get you more bone meal per bone, more gold powder per leaf, and even turn cobblestone into sand. When you place on top of one of the lower 4 golden blocks of the natural altar, you can crush things much more finely. So you just place it right here. So if you look at this, so you can see it shows you. So it doubles the gold leaf, turns packed mud into mud, cobblestone into sand, soul soil into soul sand, 1 bone into 6 bone meal, 1 blaze rod into 4, netherwort block into 1 netherwort, netherrack into cinder flour, and sugar cane into sugar. What do I need the cinder flour for? Oh, you can distill it. Interesting. Oh, I remember, because I remember seeing that to make cinder flour before you need the crushing wheel. So this is how you get around that. You can use netherrack in here to make the cinder flour, and then use that in the distillery with blaze powder to make redstone. So that leads into the transmutation catalyst, which we can't do yet because we're going to need the dawnstone ingot, which comes from up here, which I could actually do, but as you can see, it kind of feeds in all together. Once you have access to the dawnstone, it does the alchemical reformation and the circle magic. So next, we're going to work on the altar, which will go with more witchcraft. So let's see if we have all the stuff needed for this. So let's see here. Altar. Now that you have actual plants available, you can start to harness their latent life energy to power rituals. To start, you'll have to create a structure capable of collecting it. An altar should do well here. Place your altar blocks in a 2x3 rectangle, and it should start collecting power. The more plant life there is around the altar, the more power you can store. This includes trees, grass, flowers, crops, vines, pumpkins, melons, and more. The altar has a range of 16 blocks. There is a cap to each kind of plant life nearby as well, so make sure the surroundings are varied. So for this, we're going to need, it said a 2x3 and we need 6. So we need 6 exhale of the horned one, 6 breath of the goddess, 6 gold nuggets, 12 rowan logs, and 4 times 6, 24 stone bricks. So I think we have stone bricks in here. Do have more stone. I thought I had more stone bricks. We have 9 in here. Oh, we need 24. 11, 24. We're gonna need rowan logs. Golden nuggets. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Breath of the Goddess and the Exhale of the Horned One. So Breath of the Goddess comes from birch. And Exhale of the Horned One comes from oak. So let's try these. Throw that in here. Take that out. Put that in here. So hopefully that should get us... We need 12 for 6. So hopefully that gets all we need. So while that's going, let's sleep through the night. And figure out where we're going to plant this thing. Now, it doesn't need to be attached to any infrastructure, so you can really put it anywhere. And what is this? Why do I have an email? Is that for today, right now? I don't think so. Oh, it is for right now. That's annoying. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, that was interesting, and by interesting, I mean a waste of time. Anyways, we're back. What was I doing? Completely lost my train of thought. We were making the altar. That's what we were doing. So if we come back to our witch's oven, 9 Breath of the Goddess. Let's start doing the oak saplings. Let's see, Breath of the Goddess and the Exhale of the Horned One to make an altar. So we'll just need 5 more of these, and then let's see, we can probably put it, we need a location with a lot of life. So I think this quadrant can be where it goes next to the quarry. That'll probably be a good spot for it. Or we could do it over here next to the farm, but there's not a lot of room over here. So I'm not sure which one I should do. Make some more altars. 2 and 3. Then let's see. Then after we get this done, there's also altar upgrades. There are a few items you can place on top of your altar to increase its capacity and recharge rate. A torch increases it by 50%. A skeleton skull or husk head increases it by 100% and increases the capacity by 1. And a chalice is also 1 capacity. How do you make a chalice? With an attuned stone, which we don't have yet. Cool. And then we will have to move our cauldron because we'll need to, as you can see here with the attuned stone, it takes altar power, so we'll have to put it near the altar. So let's go ahead and collect this. And we're gonna have to move our campfire. Oh, it looks like I broke this as well. Very weak belladonna. I need to finish making all those plants perfect at some point. But it's not the most interesting thing to do, so I haven't done it. Okay, so we should have enough to make the last of these. And 6. Task completed. Also completed the other task as well. Actually, it wants us to make the chalice, but we can't do that quite yet. It gives us some more books that we're going to throw into our Akashic Tome. The Art of Witchcraft and Witchcraft Extraction. So let's see, we're going to put it right over here next to this tree. I think that's a good spot for it. And it's said to set it up as a 2x3 rectangle. So we'll put it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, fancy. And then let's see, it says you can upgrade it by placing it on top of the altar. So if we do like a torch, 490 by 1, 490 by 2. So does putting more torches make it times 3? No. Okay, so a single torch. Let's grab, we do have 1 husk head, so we can use that. It's in here. There it is. Husk head. This will increase it as well. 490 times 2. 980 times 3. Very nice. And then, let's see. So how do you get the altar power over here? Brewing, Art of Witchcraft, Extraction. Check this one out. Here we go. Altar. The altar is an essential device used by witches and warlocks to collect magical energy from nature around them. 6 altar blocks must be placed in a 3x2 rectangle to form a valid altar. An altar may be upgraded by placing specific items on top of it. These are detailed in the rest of the chapter. See Witchcraft Extraction in the additional resource chapter to find out about these resources. Chalice upgrades. A chalice may be placed on an altar to increase both power and capacity. A chalice may be filled by using redstone soup on it. A skeleton skull increases it by 1 and 1, so that's the husk. The wither is +2, and the player skull is +2.5 and +3. How do we get a player skull? And then the torch upgrades. A torch is +50%, a candle is 100%, and a candelabra is 200%. Okay. Additional resources, extraction. Here we go. Collecting fumes, which is oven. Oh, okay, that's funny. So this is where it finally tells you that this is the fully upgraded oven. It's a shame that I didn't tell you that sooner. And then here's all of the fumes. Distillation. The distillery allows witches to separate a material into its components by utilizing differences in boiling and condensing points. Placed near an altar with sufficient power. Now, how near does it have to be? Attuned stones are a very important part of witchcraft. Not only do they let you craft necessary workstations, they also give you the ability to perform certain rites without the need of an altar, once charged. Please note that this recipe needs altar power. Make sure your cauldron is within range of your altar. The altar has a range of 16 blocks. So if I do 1, 2, 3, we could put it right here. We are going to need a new campfire. 1, 2, 3. And I'll put this in the ground just so I don't have to be up on it. Like so. We're going to need a water source over here as well. Let me steal this. I wonder if you can pipe water into the cauldron and have it just work like that. Put away that stuff. And let's dig a little pit right here. So we can put the water inside. And then we'll probably... I don't think these need power, but since we're gonna have all the witchcraft stuff over there anyway, I might as well move it. So let's grab this. Put away all of the wood ash, and let's move it over here. We'll put it like to the side right here. I think that's a good spot for it. So we'll put the witch's oven here. To the sides and one on top. Like so. And then we need to craft the attuned stone. So for the attuned stone, we need a whiff of magic, 1 gold leaf, and 1 mana pearl, with altar power of 500. So we do have enough. We're gonna need to put water in here. There we go. We're gonna need a whiff of magic, which comes from a rowan sapling. I believe we have some in reserve here. I'll put these there. Rowan. There we go, rowan. We are going to need some more of these bottles, so I need clay. Let's see, how did I make these? Was it in like a bucket? No. How did you... It's a clay jar? Soft clay jar, there we go. see, 16 should be good. We're gonna cook these. Put away the dirt. Now while we're here, we need mana pearls. So I should have some ender pearls. There we go. Ooh, I need to put... Okay, I'll use the last of this charcoal to continue burning this ender flame. Oh, I have to move this too. Where'd I leave the wand? So many different mod packs and their items. Okay, Wand of Britannia. Wand of the Forest. Harvest this guy. Move the mana spreader. Yep. Make sure that's connected. You're connected there. Throw the charcoal. Throw these in here. Just gotta go hunting some more endermen. What was I doing? Oh right, we need the clay bottles, the jars, and our rowan saplings. Jar, sapling, and I threw all the charcoal over there. Luckily we have more charcoal available. At least we should, yep, there we go. So we'll throw our charcoal in here. And we just need one mana pearl, whiff of magic, and gold leaf. So mana pearl, gold leaf, and whiff of magic. So mana pearl, whiff of magic, and one gold leaf. Now that's going to cook up and give us our attuned stone and get us to the last 3 tools of the trade. Done! Attuned stone. Now with this we can also craft the chalice. And how much was the chalice worth? It increases the capacity, let's see. Looks like it fills up really fast anyway, so I'm not sure if we need to increase the capacity quite yet. Wrong button. Tools of the trade. If the altar is the backbone of witchcraft, the distillery, kettle, and spinning wheel are its phalanges. Strange metaphors aside, these blocks allow you to craft a wide variety of witchy goodies. They will need to be placed within range of an altar, if their recipes require power. The first one is the distillery, followed by the kettle, and lastly the spinning wheel. And looks like they all take an attuned stone, so actually it's a good thing I got those. 2 here, 2 whiffs of magic, stop burning it. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna wait for it to boil, and then we're gonna get 2 more attuned stones. 1, 2, 3. Takes about 10 seconds by the looks of it. I wonder at which point does it actually... Because it says it takes 500. Okay, so it just used it. 1, 2, 3. So it fills up quite fast. So I'm assuming there's probably specific crafts that take a lot more altar power. And that's why you need the extra space. That's what makes sense, I think. So once this drops down, let's see if it'll do it. Yep, there it goes. 500. It's done. Now for this, we're gonna need 2 clay jars. Luckily we have these ready to go. And 2 gold nuggets. For the distillery. The kettle takes a cauldron and 4 string. I think I have string. There we go. Maybe the string is to like hang it. I'm not sure what you'd use the string for a kettle. It's kind of weird. And then the spinning wheel takes 4 rowan stairs, alder planks, and wool. We're gonna need 1 more string to make wool. Then we need rowan stairs. put away the dust. Our own stairs. And 2 alder planks. Alder planks. Do I have alder wood? Alder. If I have it, it's in here. There we go. Alder wood. Into planks. Into the spinning wheel. Let's put all this stuff away. And place it next to our altar. So if that's here, we'll do the kettle. We'll go, no, we'll put the distillery here. Then the kettle here. And the spinning wheel here. Oh, it's so tiny. Since we were messing around with embers rekindled, I thought they were also going to be large, especially based on like the picture. Like you see this, you think it's a very big multi-craft. Now let's see, we're going to grab our extra clay jars. Now what is the kettle for? Let's consult the book. Kettle. I don't see the kettle here. No. Art of Witchcraft. Herbology. Brewing. Circle magic. Puppetry. Crafting materials. Familiars. I don't see something about the kettle. Oh, here we go, the kettle. The section details the kettle and how to use it to create brews and infusions. The kettle, similar to the cauldron, is a type of brewing apparatus used primarily to create infusions but may have other uses. Kettles require altar power and a sufficient heat source to function. A lack of sufficient power or heat will make a brew spoil and must be removed before the kettle can be used again. A brew or infusion may be created by filling the kettle with water and dropping the correct items in the correct order into the kettle. Brews can be collected with empty bottles once the glass completes. Okay, so we're going to need 1 charcoal, and we're going to need some more wood, right? Wood and sticks. Logs and sticks, actually. So 3 logs and then 3 sticks. 1, 2, 3. And they did have a nice little setup, so I'll probably just copy that. Make our campfire. Collect you. And then, how do they do it? They used fences and whatever that is. So we'll do campfire, like so. Let's see, I can probably make... How do I make a fence? Fence with stone brick. Stone tile wall, stone brick wall, 6 of them. Two, 3, 4. Oh, cool, and then it puts it automatically. That's nice. Now using this, let's see. Kettle, redstone soup, redstone dust, a drop of luck, wool of bats, tongue of dog, belladonna, mandrake roots, and take 1,000 altar power. Take 4,000 altar power. 750, 2,000, 3,000, 0, 0, 0, 4,000, and 3,000. Soul of the world. Okay, so that's where you're gonna need a lot more stuff. Probably the same with the distillery. Let's take a look. This one doesn't show any. What about the spinning wheel? Okay, spinning wheel has 1,000, 1,000, 500, 500, 1,000, 500, 1,000. Okay, so it looks like that one maxed out at 1,000, and it's for making these poppets, whatever these are for. Poppet, Spanish moss, wool, bone, needle, string, attuned stone. Interesting. So now we've done all of that, and that pretty much locks us out. We need to complete the dawnstone before we can go further. And then on this side, we also need dawnstone. Mana steel comes from that. Is there anything else I'm missing from this? Click that, so I can just click here. Tainted gold is just gold. Mana steel. Jungle sapling. No, so there's nothing else we're missing here. Which means our next step is going to require making the Dawnstone. I'll probably do an episode half setting up logistics, because as you can see, it does have access to the packager, block of cardboard, pulp. Pulp is made with anything pulpifiable, which is bamboo, sugarcane, a variety of saplings, and water to make the pulp, and then we can turn that into our cardboard and turn that into our cardboard blocks. So I might make that a half episode, just setting up the logistics. So that's what these bottom are for. You need the mixer in order to make that. What kind of rotational energy can we generate though? Let's see, water wheel, wood. Okay, so we're gonna do water wheels for the early rotational energy, because if I want to do a steam engine, gold, copper, molten gold. Okay, interesting. So if you want to make golden sheets, you do have to melt down the gold. But we could make a steam engine. It's not that crazy. It does make me wonder if... because usually you can use a campfire for some, like, radiant energy under it, so you don't have to power it constantly. I wonder if that's in the pack. I'll have to test it. Because if I can do it like that, that would be good for an early small steam engine before we get access to... oh, actually, we even have access to blaze burners, so that's better than a campfire. So we might just make a steam engine for the rotational power right now. And then we can set up the packager to make our... what's the word? Our item storage for now, because we can set up an item vault with iron plates and barrels. Because we'll need an item vault, we'll need the item link. Item link. Or is it item stock? Yeah, there we go. The stock ticker, the stock link. Although this will take a transmitter, which was copper and redstone, and we don't quite have access to redstone yet. Actually, now that we set up the item, we should be able to make this. We have blaze powder, and we have a mill, and we have netherrack and the crumbling catalyst to make cinder flour, which means we have access to redstone. And it's just blaze powder and cinder flour to get to. So we could set that up, and that will save us... we can get rid of a lot of these chests and just set up an item vault. We will need someone to live on the seat though. Let's see. At create... where is our seat? There we go. Red seat. Just a slab and red wool. And, oh, actually, we can make blaze burners. So we have someone that can be in charge of our stock. Huh. Okay, so it all works out. So I'll probably do a half episode just doing the... actually, it might be good enough to make a full episode just setting up the logistics. Because it encompasses a couple stuff. And then the episode after that will be doing the Dawnstone. That way we can continue finishing this up. And then also finishing out the rest of the Botania items down here. Sounds good to me. Hope it sounds good to you, because I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.